a busy weekend. Mixed results, mostly good, though, but a very positive weekend for the Tar Heels.
This is a jam-packed
Yeah.
weekend recap. Let's start with women's basketball. Got a huge win over NC State on Thursday, 80-70. Lexi Donarski tied her Carolina high with 23 points. Much more importantly, though, brought us brownies.
Yeah, what a hashtag so classy for Lexi Donarski. So we miss Lexi because Adam and I were already gone for the Virginia game. But I believe Lexi Donarski came down to Pod World headquarters area to join something on ESPN. I'm going to guess ACC PM, if I had to guess. And Lexi Donarski, being the classy young woman she is, remembered, I'll be there by the podcast studio. I told Jones and Adam I'd bring them brownies. I'm going to do it. So she left us brownies. We sent a picture out. Hold on. We sent a picture out. We still have the brownies. We haven't even enjoyed them yet.
That's not true.
Wait a second. One of these brownies is gone.
You left, Jones, and I had to kill some time, and I killed time with the brownies, and they're delicious. So, Lexi,
I have a brownie left. It says, Jones and Adam, Grandma made brownies for our NC State game. Enjoy, Lexi Donarski. Thank you, Lexi. Adam's already enjoyed it. I will soon.
That's incredible savvy to have remembered that, like package them in the Ziploc bag, write the note. Like a lot of thought went into that.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
No, yeah. Lexi Donarski.
So then
and she goes out and has the great game, like you said.
Not a coincidence.
Yeah.
But then I was sad to see, because I was so hyped up on Brownie, that the Tar Heels lost at number 8 Virginia Tech on Sunday.
Well,
that was a charged environment.
I'm going to tell you, they had about everything going against them that they could. It was senior day for Virginia Tech, and they've got some great seniors, including Elizabeth Kitley, who I think had a huge game. Women's college game day, which I didn't even know they were doing like every week. I had known that they were doing it, but I didn't know they were doing it like every week. So that was there. Virginia Tech's won something like more than 20 consecutive home games. They're a very good team. So there was a lot going into this, and that I think aided to the Tar Heels having a very poor start in that game, which they recovered. But the poor start just put them so far behind that it was hard for them to get back in. And, man, I mean, that's the second time in the last couple of weeks that they've had to go State and Virginia Tech in back-to-back games, who are both very good teams. Tar Heels picked up that great win against State in Carmichael on Thursday, but couldn't quite get both of them. So, good win on Thursday, unfortunately a little short on Sunday.
Tar Heels now 18-10 overall, 10-6 in the league, which puts them in a tie for 7th with Duke. The Blue Devils are coming to Chapel Hill on Sunday, but before that, Carolina will be at Boston College Thursday at 7. So this week is at BC Thursday, and then host Duke. That game's sold out on Sunday. Not one, two ACC championships this weekend. The first came from indoor track.
And Adam, both out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yes. The first one, you texted me something about it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then the second one, I texted you, and you were like, what?
Yeah, this is true.
Men's indoor track wins the ACC title for the first time since 1996, and just the fourth time in school history.
Well, so just to this point, Adam, I was on this happened on Friday or Saturday, the track one.
Yes.
I think it was Saturday, right?
I think that's right.
So I was on the team bus, I guess after the Virginia game, and I was sitting next to Steve Kirshner, and I was like, Kirsch, man, that Chris Miltenberg, really good coach, and he was like, yeah, he is. But he didn't know it, and I was like, yeah, he was like, what? I said, yeah, won an ACC championship. He was like, the Tar Heels did? I was like, yeah, the guys did, like today. He was like, what? So, awesome.
Parker Wolf.
Kirsch just thought I was randomly like, hey, so Chris Miltenberg's a good coach, huh? Yeah, he is a good coach.
Kirsch was like, RJ Davis great at the free throw line today. And Jones was like, Chris Miltenberg's a heck of a coach. Parker Wolf and Ethan Strand, predictably great in that meet.
Maybe
we'll hear
from those two gentlemen in a moment.
And then Sunday, fencing wins the first ACC men's title for Carolina since 1980.
That's awesome.
Now, the ACC fencing championship was revived in 2015, so it wasn't contested all those years, but still. Tar Heels go 3-0 on Sunday. That included a win over the number one team in the country, Notre Dame. Carolina beat Boston College, Notre Dame, and Duke to win the title. I thought this was big time so classy.
Oh, another so classy.
that they took the team picture celebrating the championship, holding a sign dedicating the win to Ron Miller.
Yeah, that was great.
He had been the head coach of Carolina fencing for 52 seasons before turning the program over to Matt Jednak, and Coach Miller passed away in March of 2023. So just a great way to commemorate the win and commemorate his impact on Carolina fencing. So congratulations to him.
And congratulations to both those programs. Boys Weekend, Adam.
Except in the pool.
One of our favorites.
Our good friend Aranza Vasquez.
Yes.
Saw her at the game last night, Jones.
Really?
Won the 1 meter and the 3 meter diving at ACC championships and named most valuable diver in the conference for the second straight season.
Who else would it be? Get out of here. Of course she is.
Yeah, they should just name that the Aranza Award. Yeah. The women finished 4th. The men finished 8th. NCAA Zone B diving championships, March 10 to 13 in Athens, Georgia. I will be watching to see how Aranza does.
Watch out, Zone B. Aranza's coming for you.
That's one of the most underrated pod interviews. I really like her.
She's great.
Yes.
She's great. Great athlete. Really thoughtful, smart.
Yes.
Love her.
Another team we love, women's tennis.
Oh, Adam, they're dealing with some injuries. But look, sometimes even a wagon gets a spoke that gets a little loose. You just got to tighten it.
You got to do maintenance.
Yeah.
You can't just expect it to run all the time.
Yeah.
The Tar Heels go on the Florida swing this weekend, win 5-2 at Florida State on Friday, and then a humdinger on Sunday.
Yeah, Adam texted me and was like, I'm worried that women's tennis might lose.
I was. It was tied 3-3. Carolina won the doubles point, but then Miami had some success in singles. Tar Heels playing without a couple players, dealing with some injuries. So it's 3-3. Carson Tangillick, who you've heard on the pod a couple times before, the last one on the court, number 2 singles. She was down in the third set on multiple occasions. That old other hurricane, Sebastian the Ibis, was serving for not just
the actual mascot, Sebastian the Ibis, was playing for Miami.
Yeah, at number 2 singles. And we couldn't even play number 1. Serving to win that slot and also the match. Carson fights back, comes back, wins the third set in a tiebreaker. Tar Heels win 4-3. Whew, dodged a bullet. Now the Tar Heels get to come home.
Well, in all seriousness, that's a gutty win. I mean, Miami's a good program. They're a ranked team. Carolina, again, is down some players at the moment, and to go in there and get a win, that's a good win.
Carolina's home against Boston College on Saturday, home against Syracuse on Sunday.
Let's go.
So if you're coming to town this weekend for basketball, go see the Tuning Tennis Center. It's awesome.
Adam was talking directly to me. I need to go see it.
Look, I'll give you an endorsement from no less than Tyler Hansbrough.
Oh, that's true.
Had some friends in town maybe last weekend before, wanted to take him by to see it because he had heard it was so nice, probably on the pod. Women's lacrosse, an overtime golden goal win at number 15, Virginia Friday. Take that, Virginia. You took a couple L's.
They were probably powered by the Hoots family. The Hoots family drove up early for the basketball game to go support women's lax.
Eva Ingrilli got the golden goal in overtime. I think she did it for Avery Hoots.
Yeah.
And Eva also had...
Is she a freshman?
Yes.
She's really good, right?
Seems to be because she scored 3 times against the Wahoos.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I bet they played their highlights of the football team winning probably at halftime of that game, too.
So random.
Then the Tar Heels come back home and beat High Point 23-3 on Sunday. 11 different players scored and 29 players played. Speaking of this coming weekend, Tar Heels hosts number 2 Notre Dame Saturday at 11. That's on the ACC network.
Battle.
Softball.
Busy weekend.
They played 6 games just during the weekend.
Yeah.
Went 5-1. Now, that includes 9-1 and 10-1 wins over George Washington. Their nickname is Jones.
The Revolutionaries. Now, if you were with us last spring and summer, you know this was a hot topic on the pod. So, Adam, it is not fair to say that I didn't know about this. Obviously, we knew, but I just hadn't thought about it in a while. Adam, I saw the final score graphic on Twitter, right? And I kind of looked at it, and I saw that the Tar Heels had won. So that was the first thing that caught my eye was the final score. The next thing that caught my eye, Adam, the incredible amount of characters in the mascot, in the name of George Washington's, their mascot. And I was like, what is this? Who is this? And then I saw it was George Washington. And I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, Adam, revolutionaries. It's too long. The name's too long. And all I could think about was how this line of text on this graphic went from it spanned from C to shining C on this graphic because there were so many letters in it. And it's all the value, it's just like the value of Wake Forest win was diminished because the value of the softball win was diminished because all I could think about was how many letters was in the name of George Washington.
It was incredible.
I've never seen a graphic like that before.
I mean, your name is already George Washington.
Yeah, it's already long.
It's already kind of unwieldy. It just reminded me that the people who decided this obviously had never thought about anything to do with sports ever. Like, will this fit on a uniform? Will it fit on a final score graphic on Twitter? Is it easy to say?
Do they call themselves the Revs? You've got to shorten it somehow, right?
They have to.
The Naries.
I wish I had gone because
revolutionaries. That's the dumbest name possible.
Does the team put their hands in the middle before the game? Be like, all right, ladies, 1, 2, 3, revolutionaries.
And then they're already giving the tired signal because they're.
It's already the bottom of the second. Carolina's already scored 3 runs, which happened a lot this weekend. Carolina went 6-1 on the week overall, including a midweek win. 32 for 34 and stolen bases just in the week.
Wow.
Alex Coleman's hitting .619
Adam,
overall.
that's literally you get on base, you try and steal, oh, you have a single, try to steal both bases, please.
Do you think Megan Smith-Lyon even gives signs? Or is it you're on base, you're going?
She's not even trying to hide it. She's like, you, there.
Yeah.
You run to second. It's like in the end of Varsity Blues where they're like, hook and ladder. It's like, wait, I don't know. What's the play called?
Isabella Emmerling has 5 home runs.
That would be so awesome if she was over there. It's like, you, the young lady who just got the single, you run to second base now. Try to steal the base.
Nikki Harris and Britton Rogers have been really good in the circle. If you want to see the Tar Heels, they're fun to watch because they play so aggressively, as Jones just said. They host Central today at 5 o'clock.
In all seriousness, do you think George Washington is going to have to go back and be like, guys, we need some more focus groups?
Well, I think the problem is that you have people in these focus groups who think they're never wrong, which is how we got to revolutionaries in the first place.
Revolutionaries.
What if they had, okay, in all seriousness.
That's 6 syllables? Is that right? Revolutionary. I don't know if
January,
I did that right.
February, March.
Revolution.
Okay, so I'll remind you that the scores were 9-1 and 10-1.
Okay, yeah.
If George Washington had been the Hippos, what would the score have been?
They'd have probably been able to hold the Tar Heels down a bit more.
I think 8-2 and 7-1.
Yeah, they probably still lose because obviously the Tar Heels are stealing the bases. But yeah, that's Hippos is worth at least a run.
I think it probably hurts recruiting. When they send out the recruiting packet and the cover is filled with letters.
I'm going to the George Washington one. I just want to see what it looks like. You just keep going.
While Jones does that, let's talk about wrestling. The Tar Heels smoked Duke this weekend, 41-9.
Did anyone get injured by rushing the mat afterwards?
I don't believe so. That's the largest margin of victory for Carolina in this series since 2020. ACC Wrestling Championships coming to Chapel Hill on March 10th. That'll be at Carmichael. Baseball. Tough weekend, good weekend. These are 2 good teams.
Big man, strong man.
Carolina and ECU. The Pirates win 2 out of 3. The Tar Heels won the first one. That was at Boshamer, 2-1. Good work on the mound in that one, and a big, not surprising day from Vance Honeycutt. And then lost 7-4 Saturday in Fayetteville, and then Sunday lost 10-9 in Greenville. Carolina used 8 pitchers in the finale. Tar Heels took the lead in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, but then East Carolina came back to get the lead back in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. East Carolina's really good. They're a top 15 type team. I think you come away from this series thinking Carolina's probably a top 15 type team because this was a very even series. Overall, Casey Cook's hitting .444. Vance Honeycutt kind of quietly has 5 home runs in the first 7 games.
Had a big one in the first game. Yeah, big one in the first 2 games, right? He's got some pop in his bat, Adam.
Yeah.
More than anything, I was trying to find some uniforms that GW wears that say that's the best one I can find it's like a baseball one that says
Like, where is even Aries in that one? That looks
Yeah.
like Revolution. Where is Aries? Under his arm?
I guess.
Does it go down his pant leg?
Yeah, that's like too. I don't know. It's too long.
I like how when they were writing the headline, they were like, guys, this is already the most unwieldy story ever.
Yeah, it says Sam Gates hit a towering home run to pace the GW Revs bats Saturday. So I bet they do. They go Revs. I think you have to.
Or you could just be hippos.
Yeah, they could have solved this problem with a different focus group for sure.
Tar Heels in baseball host VCU today, 4:00. A couple negative results.
VCU normally has a solid program.
Pretty good, yeah. Gymnastics lost to Clemson this weekend.
I think they had their best road score of the year, though.
Okay. Men's lacrosse lost 13-9 to Johns Hopkins. Of course, Johns Hopkins always really good in lacrosse. Men's lacrosse is home against number 11 Princeton. That's on Friday at 8 p.m. on the ACC network. What a busy weekend.
Woo!